Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, Sunday the 9th of December. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. As always, the site's kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen and by you coming back and using the site. That's what keeps us free of charge, so thank you for doing that. Interesting developments on the charts. I think we are going to go into a cold week this week. It looks like becoming particularly cold Thursday at the moment, and then we see recovery in temperatures, although still on the cool side towards the weekend. Just interesting to see how things show up on the 7 to 10 day mean charts of the ECMWF on the left here, the GFS on the right, and you just notice here how much blocking there still is, look, across the poles and down into the eastern side of the states on the ECMWF. GFS has a ridge built in there too, but it doesn't have quite so much blocking, although it does have these above normal heights. This is the period taking us up to Wednesday the 19th, and also got this deep trough look towards the west of the UK. So I think what we're going to find is that the jet stream is kind of blowing through here, through next weekend into the beginning of the week after. That puts us on the cold side of the jets and pretty unsettled too, with below normal heights driving the shortwave troughs eastwards through the country, bringing unsettled conditions. So I think cool and unsettled probably just about sums it up. Now of course the question then becomes, what happens after that? Well, if we look at the PSU site and just look at the blocking that we've got at the moment, look at those red colours here. Here's the ridge out towards the west of the British Isles. Watch what happens to that over the coming days. Look, there it is, it's still there, but eventually it gets broken in two. Look, the jet establishes to the south of it, it gets squeezed away up towards the north, and it's that sets off the blocking up towards the north. Then we find these heights really deteriorating. Look, the jet stream just blasting into Europe by the time we get in towards the end of the week, bringing the more unsettled conditions. And then into next weekend, where we got that trough that's through the British Isles next weekend, into the week after next. But then look at that ridge. Look, this is the ridge that I'm referring to here. Look, see, the GFS tries to build that ridge back in. This is Friday the 21st. Now if it's building that ridge back in, look, and we've got this trough digging down off the states, what we're going to look for is for this jet stream here to come across, dig the trough in, so the trough effectively becomes that shorter shape. The ridge then builds back to the north, and we have a ridge like that across the northern parts of Europe, which would put high pressure up here and bring back a cold northeasterly. Now the model sort of by its end day, which is actually now Christmas Day, hints at a ridge being in position. So it's kind of hinting at a ridge of high pressure being in there, and it brings the jet, look, across the Atlantic. What that would do is put low pressure out here, it would put high pressure up here, and it would feed in a cool easterly breeze. Now very, very difficult to put any detail on that just at the moment, but indications are that after this temperature rise, we could then see a temperature fall. And if we look at the temperature profile, this is from the Canadian model, and it's going ahead to the 16th. This point here is the 16th. You see this sharp fall off in temperature here during this week, and then the big rise, look, as we get into next weekend as conditions become milder once again. Then if we just look at the GFS ensemble, this is taking us through to Christmas Day, look here, and this I think is probably the temperature profile that we're going to see. So we get this fall off this week, look, minimum around Thursday-ish. Then we get the rise in temperature, but still fairly cool, still only sort of 7 degrees. But then look, after the 19th or 20th, we're back down into these cool conditions again through Christmas. But look at the rainfall. You notice there's rainfall all the way through. So this idea of a cool and unsettled period certainly is there, and potentially turning colder by the time we get into the Christmas period, although this isn't cold with a huge C, this is cold with a lowercase c. So interesting developments certainly are taking place across Europe at the moment. Remember yesterday we were seeing some -10s, -12s across central Germany. Look how our temperatures have come up today. Look, we're kind of -1 to -7 degrees, and the coldest temperatures really are out there across Poland. We've got milder air that's kind of trying to just push its way eastwards through today. So what about the coming days? Well, this is how this week looks. Low pressure out in the North Sea just at the moment. We're going to find that low on the north and northwesterly wind through the course of tonight into tomorrow, and then we find showers tomorrow and on Tuesday down the eastern coast of the country. A widespread frost tonight and again tomorrow night, severe frost into Tuesday morning. I think lots of sunshine around away from those eastern coasts, both through Monday and also through Tuesday as well. And then we start to see a battle taking place, because I think by Wednesday we're going to become foggier across many southern parts of the country particularly. Still quite a sharp frost for Wednesday morning, but look, you can see all the cloud and the outbreaks of rain here out towards the west. So I think what then happens is this is going to try and get its way east or northeastwards, but it never really does it. Look, this area of high pressure feeding in cold air off the continent, so we maintain cold air across the southern part of the UK. Milder air slips its way up the western coast, but with that cooler feed coming in, what we could find is that although we see temperatures lift Wednesday into Thursday, as this area of rain comes in during the course of Thursday evening, it could be that just on its leading edge, I think now probably only high ground in northern England and the high ground of Scotland, we could see some snow. I stress, I now think that's probably only the hills of northern England and Scotland that see that. I think generally we're going to find this milder air just slipping its way eastwards by Saturday, and I think all areas then into those milder conditions by Saturday. This is an interesting little feature down to the south the GFS wants to bring through on Sunday. As that slips eastwards, well, it could just bring some heavy bursts of rain, some very strong winds across the south, but for many it should be dry. We're going to watch that and just see how that develops, and then it brings us back into the cool westerlies into the early part of next week. So I think once again, cool is certainly the optimum word here. Once we've gone through this colder period this week and once temperatures picked up a bit next weekend, I think we've got to be working on cool weather and then look towards the possibility of it dropping cold again just before Christmas, although not desperately cold. We're not talking Siberian cold, we're just talking about it going colder. Okay, lots of information there, I know, once again. Thanks again for watching. As always, like I said, the sites get free of charge by the adverts around the screen, so thanks again for watching those. Just got a quick mention as well, just heard that Patrick Moore has died. Very sad news. I've met Patrick on a few occasions when I was doing TV, particularly breakfast TV. Always a very inspirational man, and one of these people who couldn't do enough for you. I remember getting to his house and it was 5 o'clock in the morning. He'd been up all night, yet we walked through the door and he says, right, who wants coffee, who wants tea, and who wants a bacon sandwich? Believe me, it didn't get better than that on cold winter's mornings. So Patrick, we'll miss you. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks again for watching. Like I said, don't forget that the sites get free of charge by the adverts around the screen. By using the adverts, you telling your friends about us, that's what keeps us free of charge. So for now, thanks for watching and keep the sun shining.